Over the last 40 years, the Hajj pilgrimage has seen a number of tragedies. In 1975, 200 people were killed when a gas canister exploded in a pilgrim camp. 25 years ago, a huge stampede resulted in nearly 1,500 people dying.
And 7 years later, another fire killed nearly 350 pilgrims whilst injuring more than 1,500. And more recently, a further 360 were killed in Mecca at the symbolic stoning of the devil ceremony, which had striking similarities, actually, the events with yesterday's tragedy.
Well, Richard Gaisford is in Bradford for us this morning. Thousands of Britons, Richard, make the annual Hajj pilgrimage. And, of course, there's a lot of families in Bradford, in the Yorkshire area, who'll be waiting to hear from their friends and family.
Yes, up to 7,000 people from this area alone, Ben, out on the pilgrimage at the moment. And yesterday, this mosque was absolutely full as that news started to filter through. And to be fair, people really haven't had the information they need because of the communication problems with Saudi Arabia at the moment. I'm joined now by Shah, who is the local MP. And as this starts to settle in, the shock of all of this, I guess people are going to want to know who's to blame.
Absolutely. I think rightfully so. There has to be some accountability. Whether it, what did happen? Was it the two buses? Who made the call? Who allowed those pilgrims off the buses to enter, which was clearly already lots of people there. So yes, there will be those questions.
Yeah, and people are paying up to £5,000 each to go on this pilgrimage. Liaqat Hussain, who is one of the trustees here at the mosque, you've been, haven't you? And you're concerned about the way it's run.
Yeah, there is total lack of crowd management. There is no proper guidance for the people. There are 2 million people in a temporary city, no proper directions, no proper guidance, and then people converge on a small area of the in the valley, and it has caused tragedies. So these need to improve the crowd management. I think the British government needs to set up a proper inquiry because there were British citizens who were died in the first incidents, and to find out who was responsible and if there was any unlawful killing, unlawful deaths, then that needs to be investigated properly.
Yes, well, Liaqat, I know everyone most concerned here in Bradford as they continue to wait for that news, but with communications down in many parts, it's very difficult for families here.
Austria will phase out the measures which allowed refugees to cross their border in their thousands from Hungary over the weekend as Europe responds to the growing crisis in the region.
And here David Cameron is set to announce to the Commons just how the UK plans to help families from UN refugee camps on the Syrian border.